Alright, so we're going to go through the Fantastic Four again. I've moved them down. So I moved my first appearance collection out to my living room for now, because this is the current one I'm working on, so I moved them down here, and I have all of my work in progress lined up on the shelf where they were, so I'll be able to go through them too. But, let's see, who have I finished since last time? So there's Paste Pot Pete. Let's see, Ravana Kang. I put Psycho Man in here. I used the standard one. There's just, I mean, he's too Jack Kirby to change, so I can't do it. So, but I added more white details to him, more black to his face. Painted the circles and lines on his arms. Super Skrull, based on his appearance in Secret Invasion. You know, and since the Fantastic Four weren't in there yet, and they weren't in the universe, they just used, like, Korg and Groot powers on him, but I have Atuma, and he's already got a chip on his neck. I'll have to go back and fix that, but, you know, he's a blend of his comic appearance and his movie appearance. I took all the movie parts and moved them to a Thor body and sculpted anything that was missing. I got Demolition Man, which I just took that classified. I just took that classified body. The what's his name? It's like Burnout or something flamethrower related. Because Demolition Man, I mean, originally he was just wearing Daredevil's original costume with a Wolverine mask, and he was kind of a joke. But he first appeared in the Thing's standalone comics. So, he belongs in a Fantastic Four shelf. Black Panther, which I repainted the Killmonger body, because it's a lot closer to the comic, to the costume he had during his tenure with the Fantastic Four. I just finished Blastar, so this is the first time that Blastar is being seen done. I have my Spider-Man down here. I have my new, closer to scale Herbie. I took the other one, just put it on my fridge for now. Luke Cage. I gave him a new head. And I painted his boots black and his shirt metallic to put it more in line with some of these movie textures, because the clothing that Luke Cage is wearing would not have visible textures at this scale. So I figured I'll just throw some metallics on him, give him a more detailed face. That'll be enough. And then I have Willie Lumpkin, which, you know, clearly Stan Lee. Now, I had a different head on him. I had resculpted the Matt Murdock head that came on this figure to look like a younger Stan Lee, but that wasn't obvious enough to people. Because I was like, well, I kind of want him to look like Stan Lee from the 70s or from the 60s, you know, when this era would be taking place with this Fantastic Four. And I thought that would be clever, but it wasn't enough. Nobody got the reference. Nobody realized that I was doing Stan Lee. In fact, I got one comment saying, "Hey, imagine if you actually gave him a Stan Lee head." It's like, well, that's what I was doing from the beginning, but whatever. Okay, but Stan Lee, Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider, based on his appearance in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because that's the one I went with, because Ghost Rider was on the team, but I feel like if he comes back to live action, that's the one they're going to use. And I don't have a problem with that. That Ghost Rider was the best part of that TV show. It was awesome. But, you know, I have Ant-Man back there. I just repainted the Quantumania suit. There was so much missing detail from that suit. I was like, I have enough work to do with just that. I don't need to make it more comic accurate or anything. You know, I got Phil Sheldon. I have some of my Avengers over here because they're in the same, you know, kind of aesthetic and feel, so. And I'll probably be building that up too. I want to make like a Wasp, and you know, I still need a Hulk for the Fantastic Four shelf anyway. All right, up. Oh yeah, Terrax. Terrax is over here. Got him standing on a rock. And then my work in progress stuff. Galactus is still up here. I haven't finished sculpting the legs and the boots and gloves. After I do that, the rest of it's leather work, so I just have to get around to that. But I get my sculpt almost exclusively from Hobby Lobby. They only stock 2 at a time. And so I needed sculpt recently, and they didn't have it. So I had to order some, and it was more expensive, and well, he's going to wait till I have enough sculpt to do him. This was going to be a Wizard. I've been debating if I want to put Wizard on a different body and use this body for Diablo. Because this feels more like a Diablo body. So, I got Awesome Android in progress. Alicia. This is, I'm going to pronounce it Cool, because he's an alien. And otherwise, you just pronounce his name as Cool, and I don't like that. But he's a lesser-known Silver Surfer villain. I basically just got to paint this whole suit blue. Everything that's red is gonna be blue. And put a helmet on him. On my head, sitting here waiting for my Doctor Doom body. I have Storm in progress. I'm using the MCU Wolverine for the Fantastic Four shelf. I have alternate arms coming in here soon. I haven't done anything to the shoulders here, so I've sculpted out the rib cage. I thinned down the hips. I painted the belt red because that was the worst part of this design, is that you really need the red belt to cut off the design so that there's a definitive up and down. You really need that. And so in the Deadpool movie, you know, the yellow belt, there's no breakup. I hated that. And of course, I have him, I have Storm, and now I want to rebuy Colossus, and you know, because in Doomsday we're getting more comic accurate X-Men. I'm like, well, now I want MCU styled X-Men. His shoulders are actually supposed to be blue too. So the only part that's supposed to be black is the ring that's in here. This part's supposed to be blue as well. I don't have his shoulder pads on because I'm probably going to attach them to fabric so I can loop them inside the shoulder. Because I have to find a better way to connect them than, you know, glued to the end of the shoulder. And I still need them to be removable. Normally, I would take a little bit of leather and I would glue it to the inside of the shoulder pad, and then I would glue it to the inside of the trap here. But then the shoulder pads aren't removable, and the shoulder pads with the sleeveless arms are not technically accurate. So I want the shoulder pads to be entirely removable, and I can put them on either set if I want. I'm working on the One Above All. Which, if anyone doesn't know, in more recent comics, the One Above All, or Marvel's God, is Jack Kirby. So, building a Jack Kirby. These are going to be the Thing's recent Skrull and Kree children. I'm working on a female and male Skrull and a Sharon Ventura. And, cool news, because they were in stock at Big Bad Toy Store, I was able to get 2 more of the movie Thing. So here soon I'll be making She-Thing and Miss Thing. So I'm pretty excited about that. Like I said, I probably want another Colossus. If I get another Colossus, he's not staying in the Deadpool costume. I'm going to be repainting it to be more comic accurate. I might rebuild Gambit too. I built a Deadpool Gambit a while ago because I built the whole team and sold it on eBay a while ago, but I might want to make Gambit because clearly they're referencing, 90s X-Men, and I want that, I can't wait to see, Alan Cumming in a more comic accurate but more detailed Nightcrawler suit. Nightcrawler's my favorite character, period, and so I need as many Nightcrawlers as I can get. Yeah, but I'm still trucking on with the Fantastic Four. Only expanding slightly to some allies. So, yeah, and I have my black suit Spider-Man. I have plans for him, too. I'm planning on picking up a Superior Spider-Man to take the, Does he still call them Waldos? I know they were called Waldos with the Iron Spider, but yeah, I'm gonna be taking his tentacle spike things, putting them on this one, and making tendrils that wrap around them. Because I think that's a really cool design element that I can have as an alternate piece. Oh, I do have bottoms of his feet blue. I do like that. So, yeah, I mean, Blastar is just so big. I know in the comics he might not be that big, but I felt like Blastar needed something to set him apart, because I could have easily made Blastar on an Ulik body. Would have been just as good. But I found Calabac for only $25, which hurts me a little bit because I need Calabac on my DC shelf. But yeah, and now I can only find him for like 40 or 50. So, but I'm really happy with him. He's not particularly accurate to any of his costumes, but he works. Another thing I need to do is I need to see if it's even possible to get some monkeys for the Red Ghost. It's probably not. 1/12 animals are one of the hardest things to get. So, alright. Talk to you next time.